Hi, my name is Father Russell Pollitt. I'm a Jesuit and I'm working here in downtown Joburg in South Africa at a parish called Holy Trinity. We also serve the university community of two big universities here in Johannesburg and many students, the University of the Witwatersrand and also the University of Johannesburg. And I'm very happy to be able to communicate with you in this way. We are always looking for ways of being able to communicate with people to spread the good news of Jesus Christ, and so we thought that we would try a new initiative, and that's by making these little videos from time to time which we will reflect on maybe aspects of the liturgical year or things that are going on around us. And so we thought that we'd begin now in Holy Week, when we are celebrating and moving towards the Passion, the death and of course the resurrection of Jesus. And it's an important time, if not the most sacred time of our church year, a time for us to put everything else aside in our lives and to reflect and to try and be with Jesus as he goes through his passion, his death and his resurrection. St. Ignatius of Loyola in his spiritual exercises says to us, "The grace of the third week is sorrow with Christ. In sorrow, a broken spirit with Christ, so broken, tears and interior suffering, because of the great suffering which Christ endured for me." The difficulty is that perhaps we think that in Holy Week, that's all we're meant to look at, suffering and our sinfulness, and we feel bad about ourselves, and maybe even depressed at times. Many people are going to the sacrament of reconciliation at this time of the year. But what we need to keep in mind is that our sense of sin, our sense perhaps of looking at our own lives and the things that we shouldn't have done and perhaps the things that we have failed to do should not lead us to feel bad about ourselves, should not lead us to feel depressed, but rather should help us to move towards the resurrection and see that actually everything that takes place in the next few days is simply because of God's love for us. That God loves us so much, he is willing to do this. Jesus is willing to go through this passion, death and resurrection, and it is in response to that love that we examine our lives and see where we fall short, not because we want to feel bad, but rather simply because we want to grow in love and become the same as Jesus is, always seeking to love in a greater way. So through these next few days, look at Jesus, watch Jesus, but most especially allow yourself to see that it is God's great love that has led Jesus to where he is, and that it is that love that he wants us to respond to in whatever way we feel that we should.